My name is Solange Rodríguez Soifer, and I want to talk a little bit more about communities and go-to-market plan, a template to start growing your community. So just to know a little bit more about myself. My name is Solange. I'm the co-founder of O'Malley AI, and also I'm the director chapter of Startup Grind Buenos Aires in Argentina. So this is the showcase that I want to share with you. How we start from scratch with the Startup Grind in Buenos Aires and grow to have 10,000 entrepreneurs in our community. So the first thing is why communities? Why communities? Communities are the future of marketing. So it's not enough to have an audience. You need to have a community also. So you have to think, how can I start the community? What are the rules of that community? And how I can grow that community? How can I assure the engagement of the community? So just to put your in context, Startup Brand started in Silicon Valley. It's the world's largest community of startups, founders, innovators, and creators. We hold more than 1,000 events all over the world, and we have 3.5 million members in our community with 600 chapters spread across the globe in 125 countries. So Startup Grind is a huge thing. Our values are help others before yourself, give first, don't take, make friends, not content. And this is really important to have values, pillars in your community. And that is part of the template that I'm going to share with you next. So in Startup Grind Buenos Aires, we hold, almost now 100 events. We have 15,000 attendees. And we reach 10,000 entrepreneurs. So let me share with you how we started, and a couple of tips that maybe will be useful for your own communities. And if you want to, even if you want to start a community or you want to grow your community. So this is a template of 7 steps that I'm going to explain. First of all, positioning statement, then which is your segment, the branding strategy, the channel strategy, what are your initial marketing methods and the latest marketing method, the testing plan, and of course we need metrics. So we are going to speak a little bit more about lifetime value and customer acquisition. So the first point is position statement. What is a position statement? Basically, is a 1 or 2 sentence description where you include your target members, what are their needs, and how your community provides a unique solution for that members. So this is really important because you start with the fundamentals of your community. So the template for this statement is, for instance, this example. For this target segment who struggle with that problem to solve, a need to achieve, our community is the category name, that provides solution, the certain solution. Unlike other competitors' communities, we offer and we put the key differentiation. So if you're an entrepreneur, it's similar as your first statement, this one, because communities is it's like a product. You have to start asking your audience, their needs, their desires, and also what is the difference between you and the other products, in this case, other communities. So the next thing is to understand which is your early adopter segment. What are your who are that first members, and you can obtain information about the members based on demographic, based on unmet needs, behaviors, and psychographics. For instance, I don't know. In my case, girls who play certain game, for instance. That's the first segment that I want to I want to conquer. So it's important to identify the key member categories: the users, the customers, and also the influencers, people that have a lot of followers, and maybe you can understand better based on the audience of that influencers how you can craft your own community. So the main reason for this is don't waste time and marketing efforts. So you have to, there's plenty of people in the world, so you have to be assured to appoint for certain people. Even if you said, no, but I have another person that is not exactly like my buyer persona, but I want to incorporate in my community, that's fine, but it's not the protagonist of your community. You have to identify this early adopter segment. And this also applies for communities that have different categories of members. So each type of member you have to describe the user, the customers, and the key influencers of each type of members. The next thing, of course, is we are talking about communities, and communities are like products. You have to think about the branding. So you have to ask, what are your community's strengths and weakness in terms of branding? So if you're not sure about the name, the name of your community, what alternative have you considered? Even if you can use ChatGPT or AI tools for that, and list words that should be associated with your brand. What type of brand do you want? Is a young brand, a cool brand, or is more institutional brand? So you have to identify also your competitor, identify inspirational brands with a similar positioning, even if that brands are with a different type of product or mission. When you list this type of words, you have to consider also that words came with images. So you have to consider displaying some images that evoke the emotional connections you want to establish with that members. And also, well, the importance of other brands to get inspiration. So we don't even the type of brand that you don't want to be. So the aspirational, and also the type of brands that you want to avoid that type of positioning. So the other thing that you have to consider is the channel strategy. So there are certain types of community, for instance, Web3 communities that have like certain channels, and it's that's it. You have Discord, you have Telegram, and you have X, and that's it. But if you are not in this type of communities, you have to think in what channels you will use to convert leads. So in which channels you want to attract people, talk with that people, and engage that people. So you have to think in a mix of your own website, your community team, and also another important thing is make partnerships with other communities that maybe there are not competitors, but you share the same audience. You have to think that a member could be a member from a different type of communities. So this partnership is really important, and we are going to talk about that in a couple of minutes. So if you're partnering with other communities, it's the same as influencers collaborations. You have to be pretty clear about that relationship. What do you want from that, and what do you want to give to the other actor? So the first thing is to be clear in who will be responsible for education, for conversion, and member engagement. Because when you make a channel strategy, it's important to be perfectly clear to avoid, I mean, there's a lot of conflicts in partnerships. So you have to be pretty clear from first moment. And the other thing, of course, is what value exchange will partners receive to keep them motivated. So this is really important, because sometimes you started, with a lot of enthusiasm, and then the partner didn't do anything, any action. So try to be clear in what type of action are you expecting from both sides. And regarding the initial marketing methods, it's the same like releasing a product. So in general, you have to try, unless you have this type of communities that are really straightforward, like Web3, you have to experiment with various marketing strategies to find what the strategy is the best. So for that, you have to establish at least 3 hypotheses for the most productive marketing methods. For instance, I don't know, a digital campaign through X or through LinkedIn, or alliance with influencers. So you have to have this clearness in what do you think that it will be work for your community. And also try to understand what are the strengths and weaknesses for those methods. So to be, to try to strain the weaknesses, or at least be prepared for that weaknesses. So the criteria to consider is acquisition cost per member, time and effort required to execute, especially when you start a new community. Maybe you don't have like a big budget, so this is important. What is the conversion time from prospect to member? Is 1 day, 1 week, 6 months? So that is something that you should consider. The another thing is the scalability of the method. For instance, it says word of mouth is it have less scalability than a social media campaign, a good social media campaign. Another thing is the risk of saturation of prospect. It's like a product. You have a market, and you have to in each market you have a limit. So you have to understand better that limit. For instance, if I want to release a community for girls who play, I don't know, Among Us, well, how many of that type of members exist in the region that I want to go? So this is also important. And of course, measure is really important to understand if you are having success, or you're failing in some point of your strategy. So the key metrics is important, and how you will track performance. this is something that you have to understand from the first moment of your community. For instance, new members that left your communities. You have to understand better your key metrics. And also, you have to facilitate the instruments for tracking that performance, and also evaluate other marketing methods. So if one method didn't succeed, you have another method to try. So the other thing is to be clear why you reject that other method. What that method is a secondary priority. For instance, I don't know anything about TikTok, but you reject it because you don't know or because you think it's not a good channel for your community. Okay, another thing, of course, is AI. So you have a lot of tools to work for improve your community. For instance, regarding personalization. So you can tailor content and interaction for different audience segments. The lead generation also is another thing. You can have these AI chatbots and also automatize the email to optimize engagement. Another thing is analytics. So you can have AI to identify these high potential members that will be your ambassadors for your community, and retention strategies. AI also can help you, of course, with content creation, newsletters, blogs, social media, anything you can. Anything is a content you can create it based on AI power marketing methods. And also, you can use AI for moderate discussions and enhances engagement. So AI is a powerful tool for community management. For instance, in Telegram, you can put there's AI moderators that if one member tried to scam the community or have a bad behavior, the bot censor or eliminate that member. So it's something that you have to consider when you start the community, especially if you don't have like a big team to start it. And of course, you have to test how this works. So you have to have this testing plan and document any marketing test that you have. So you have hypotheses, you have metrics, you have this sampling approach, you have this budget allocation. So try to have a better understanding of this type of test based on these pillars. So the time that is suggested is 3 months to determine the efficiency and effectiveness of the marketing methods you are working on. So you have to think on what hypotheses, metrics, and what sampling approach you will use. It's like an experiment. You have to search for certain segment and then try to experiment if the communication work, if the channel work, if the budget is enough, and of course how much you will spend on this test is another thing that you have to consider on these budgets. And the last thing is lifetime value and customer acquisition cost, because as I said previously, this is like a product. You have to measure that. So after achieving the product community fit, So what are your goals for the lifetime value per member? I mean, the time that that member interact with your brand and pay with for you for that for being a member of that community, and which is the cost that a new member implies for you, the customer acquisition cost. So in, for instance, in communities that are, they have like a long lifetime value, the, the, in general the customer acquisition cost is higher than other type of community that are more situational. For instance, communities that are based on an exhibition, and that community lasts only the days of that exhibition. So the key question is, what is the expect annual revenue per member? What are the retention rate? And regarding customer acquisition, what percentage of members will come via free, like the, for instance, word of mouth, versus paid marketing? And what is the viral coefficient do you expect? So this is really important. So regarding the Argentinian market, we have this we have a lot of entrepreneurs in our community that are on in startup brand on early stage. So they are starting in general from scratch. They don't have enough budget. So our strategy was to try to bring the best advisors to speak, the best entrepreneurs, and also workshops, webinars that bring to the entrepreneurs tools to improve their path, the entrepreneur path. And another thing that we do here in Argentina, we have like a lot of activities regarding entrepreneurship. We have a lot of communities, and we associate with that type of communities to have a wider audience for our activities. For instance, we made the Innovation Tech Week. Like last year, we made 20 free events in 1 week in real life. Was a huge success, and we have 1,500 attendees on that week. It was a perfect opportunity to understand better the community, to have this approach, and also facilitate networking. In our case, it's important to have been that bridge between opportunities and entrepreneurs. And that occurs, of course, in our events, because it's where magic happens, and where people can find the next partner, and the next client, the next provider. And another thing that is curious about the entrepreneur landscape here in Argentina is that we are really early adopters of technology. So when AI start to to be something big in the world, here in Argentina, we find a lot of entrepreneurs that were starting their project based on AI, and we started, of course, to bring a lot of content and opportunities regarding that. So that is something that you have to consider when you work with a community. You have to try to understand what is the conversation right now, and where is the conversation. So to be there, and to facilitate that other members upload to that conversation. So another thing is that you have to listen to that. So I don't know. I think we are almost on time. So for end this presentation, a community can start small as long as the dream is big. So dream big to have big communities. So if you have any question, you have here my contact details, so we can still conversate about this communities growth, and of course Argentina.